PONcast Nation. I'm your host, Pony Murda Styles. Let's get right into the news. Anyway, that was stupid. So, what's new? As I was talking last time, I started a new series on the channel called Cellar Door. I guess I'm going to stick to it for some time. So, if I'm going to follow my schedule, then it would be one podcast a week, one Cellar Door, and one other video. Most probably some gameplay, or we will see. Maybe some more experiments like the blanket Avi. But I guess it wasn't very well received. Maybe, I don't know. We will see how it works. So yeah, this is the introduction, and let's get into some subjects for today. So one subject is actually a story, not any YouTube news, but of course I'm going to talk about it also. But just recently had a discussion on Twitter, but it's hard to call it a discussion, because when I have expressed my opinion, which wasn't totally in line of the person that I was talking to, I was blocked, and of course assumed that I'm some bad guy, because I guess it's quite it's not very unusual for people to have this one only right opinion, which they of course get from some other people, and they just blindly follow this one rule, let's say, that is made the only valid for something. And if someone doesn't agree, that automatically means that they are harmful or whatever, because it's just like that. It's either 1 or 0, yes or no. There's nothing in between. There is no place for discussion in some people's world, and it's kind of irritating, to be honest. I mean, I might have thought that it would end like this if I would actually get into any discussion with the person, but I don't know, I just wanted to try and see what happens, and I wasn't very surprised, and that's why I don't really even want to get into any discussions on Twitter. I already had some situations and I was called, some bad guy and whatever, and someone's followers were attacking me because I've said something that they thought is wrong, but I believe I've been saying something like this already, but I'll repeat that. So where was I going? Yeah, so these people usually they are some SJW, you know what I mean. It's a generalization, but I guess we may use it here because it is usually the case, to be honest. So they are so about justice for everyone, to about providing safe space, to put trigger warnings in their tweets. Everything should be nice and clean and safe. But if you dare to have some bad take, at least in their opinion, then you don't deserve anything, any respect, especially not any kind of safe space, of course. You can be just cancelled, or even not going into even not going that far, just being shut on. Honestly, it's like this, and it's quite infuriating, and in a way it makes me want to just troll these people. But on the other hand, I also don't feel like it's a way, because I would rather like to talk to them and convince them to just think about stuff. But people usually don't really want to think. I guess it sounds very obnoxious or something, but it's how it is. Also, as we are staying around the subject of Twitter, okay, so recently there is a okay, so everyone know about all the stuff about Black Lives Matters, the riots, and so what really infuriates me are people who are tweeting stuff like, I see that you are not tweeting about this, or you went silent. I will remember that. Oh yes, like anybody fucking care about your opinion. Of course, it's good to show some support to this movement, but also requesting people to act like, if someone isn't an activist and don't really is into some political stuff, who have no real opinion, I guess they have nothing really meaningful to say. Okay, they may retweet something like I did actually, but going deeper into preaching something that you don't really even know much about it's kind of stupid, I guess. So maybe it's better for people who don't know anything about the actual issue to just remain silent and don't talk shit. So these people who are trying to make others feel guilty because they are not pretending that they are invested in something, and it's just bullshit. I mean, okay, I understand where they are coming from, right? They want as many voices of support as they can get, but also how much is it worth to just force someone to give some statement which they don't maybe even understand or something, just to not be threatened to be cancelled or something. It's just fucking stupid, especially when the riot started. Then many people just didn't want to get associated with just violence, right? And apparently you should. I mean, okay, you might just support the movement, not support the riots, but when it all started, and I've seen so many people just glorifying some acts of just vandalism, looting, it's just crazy. I mean, why would you do this? I understand that people are angry and why that happened, but also there's quite few shady things around the riots, how they started actually. I mean, the peaceful protests are fine. I totally understand, and it's okay. And I believe no one has anything against it. But, the just this civil war going on, I don't think that I mean, we could understand that someone doesn't want to get associated with something like this, but some people would keep trying to make people who just are neutral or just don't get into the subject at all, to paint them as villains, enemies or something. you are either with us or against us, and that isn't right. Give me a moment. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say here, but I guess I forgot about something maybe. Okay, I guess that's all for this one. Maybe I will remember something later and will add here. Another subject, another topic that is quite associated with this one. There is a person, Skai Jackson, who apparently is some Disney Channel actress. She is African American, and she is, or at least she was, doxing kids for, saying something racist, doing some stupid shit on social media. So she or her followers were actually stalking and doxing these kids, these underage kids, these minors. What the actual fuck? I mean, okay, I've checked on her, so he is only 18 years old, something like that, so I guess she might not really understand what she is doing is wrong. She was called out multiple times, but she kept claiming that she isn't doing anything wrong. But obviously these are kids. They don't know better now, and they are learning. So if you do this, you send these all haters against them, you are sending the shit to some schools and stuff, and you're actually just making it impossible for some of them to get to some university or something, and that wouldn't help anything. There was one tweet where she was saying that she just wants to make things better, to educate them, but well, guess what, they won't get the education they want thanks to your twisted idea of justice. I mean, of course, they were behaving, they were misbehaving, saying some racial slurs or something, but these are just kids. But well, I guess maybe the problem is that Skai Jackson herself is a kid actually, but as far as I checked, she probably isn't continuing doing this, but I don't know. If you want to know more about it, I recommend a video by Mutahar, Some Ordinary Gamers. Quite good take in my opinion. So that's it. Another news, this time more maybe kind of light-hearted, at least in comparison with the previous ones. A YouTuber known as Gabbie Hanna, which I actually know only for her song Maybe I'm a Monster or something like this. So she recently was having a meltdown about her not getting enough views, engagement on YouTube and stuff. And yeah, I've seen some tweet which was pretty good summary of this situation, that Gabbie Hanna just discovered how it is to be a YouTuber. So she was crying, she was sending her followers, fans to hate on some YouTuber known as Pegasus or something like this. Maybe I'm mispronouncing his name. He made some quite light-hearted video making fun of her quite cringy video about bullying when she is painting some insults on her face, then she wipes it out, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, she finally succeeded and cried her way to trending with her song. So, well, I guess that's quite stupid. I mean, in the first place, it was stupid to do this, and that it actually worked. I mean, there were many YouTubers who are talking about these problems, that they are not getting that much exposure for some reason, and suddenly Gabbie had the same problem and she just couldn't take it at all. So there you have it. I'm thinking if I'm not going for too long already. I have some few other little topics, but I think I might as well cover them next time, maybe. Or I will just tell you to look up it yourself. So there is a person, Chris Hansen, known journalist, especially for hunting down some child predators, what the fuck am I even saying, child abusers. And she's on the hunt for Onision, and he is actually not really doing anything. He's just making some streams where he interviews some girls who were apparently the victims of Onision. And well, on a stream or a podcast RFC After Hours, Ogi, RFC, and Bo Blacks. I'm always mistaking his name. Anyway, and few other YouTubers, including Muta. They were talking about Chris and his one of his streams. It's actually quite old thing. It's from 2 weeks ago actually, and one of the girls that were in the stream joined them on the podcast, and apparently Chris Hansen didn't even want any proof from her. He actually just wants to get clout. You know, he makes these streams and not really doing much about it. Just, you know, giving these girls some hope that he's going to do something about their problem, but he's not doing anything. But I'm not going to go too much into detail. There are few nice takes on Chris Hansen from some commentary YouTubers like John Swan. You might want to look it up. I recommend. Also, Ogi's podcast, RFC After Hours, is quite nice. You might want to check it out. And that's it, I guess, for today. I think it was kind of weird episode, maybe because of some subjects. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, for listening. If you liked the podcast, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment or something. If you're listening on Spotify, then you might want to send me an email. The address is PONcast@icloud.com. It's PONcast@icloud.com. So, again, thank you, stay safe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye. I don't know what it was.